Okay, I just wanted to show you guys a quick little demo where you may come across some inconsistencies between what you display and what you edit for permits. And I just fixed one of these today, so I'm creating a video. There's two ways to handle this, and I'm going to go over one. But basically, if you look at the residential permits and you click on the display, you see a no, a PC, and a yes. I'm using the residential permits for India as an example. Just zoom into an area up here. If I click on the edit button, I get a no, a PC, and an FC, and a yes. So we need to get to the point where we are displaying the correct data, more or less. So when you think of a web map just points to the underlying data. The underlying data is just called all permits. And so we updated all permits to show a new type called FC, and it has its own symbology. So on some of these, you actually see the right symbology if I've gone in there and tweaked it. But in these cases, you have an edit that shows an FC, and then you have a display that doesn't show an FC at all. So you will see some inconsistencies. So here is the fix. I'm going to search for a layer. I'm going to search for all permits. I'm going to enter. It's all permits. I'm going to add it. It's going to show at the top. Now on there, when I show the legend, it's going to show me the symbology for FC. If I click the edit button, I see a symbology for FC. So the quickest way you guys could all do this, because a lot of you own your own web maps, is you could just do that search that I just showed you. And then all you would have to do at that point would be to come in here, figure out what was my filter that I defined. So for Indio, I have to go in and do residential, comp date is blank, permit date before 1/1/18, and the office is Indio. So I'm going to proceed to go ahead and duplicate that for this. Or what you could do is you could just, if you guys all have your different IDs, so you could just take my template. I'm going to do this for every template that I maintain. So you could always go back, and like Indio office could go back to permits residential Indio and open up this template and then save as your own template. And then you would further refine it with showing permit type equals new construction or permit type does not equal new construction, and save it out as two web maps. So I'm going to go ahead and update this right now as you speak. I'm going to rename it. I'll rename it more, but I don't want to confuse the two. So I got these are right, so I just want to double check my filter. My filter is residential blank. Add another expression, comp date is blank. Add another one. I know there's one more that I'm missing, but office is India. Okay, so now essentially I have the same symbology here. So if I click on this edit button, I'm going to see the display, what's edited and what's displayed. Now the next thing you need to do is you need to configure your table structure. So I do the table information by clicking on the ellipse, coming down to configure pop-up, clicking configure attributes. So this is just for a refresh. All the data that's turned on here you can display, and you have read access, and anything that's checked on here it's editable. So you could theoretically, in this case, you could, I don't know why I turned this on, but you could theoretically update the assessment permit number, which is, I just use it internally for a join field. So you wouldn't necessarily really want to turn this on, but if there was a field that you you don't want to display, but you want to be able to edit, like comments. You know, when you're in edit mode, I want to be able to edit comments, but when I'm not in edit modes, I don't want to see it. So I'm going to go here, do the same thing. I click on this top one, it turns them all on, and then I turn it off. It's a way to do a group turn off. Another thing, I've changed the general status field. The alias is now find permit. So if you find a permit, then you just click the drop down and it's just a find. Okay. At this point, I pretty much have duplicated everything I think that's in here. Is up here. Done the fields. I'm just going to remove it now. I click on these ellipse. See how there's 3 buttons along there? It means I can come in here and I can select it and I can drag it. It's going to place where the dotted lines are at. Okay, so basically that's a quick little synopsis on how to update the symbology so that when I come in here and I click on this display, I see my FC type. When I go to edit, I see my FC type. I wanted a consistency between those two. So if you have any questions, I'm going to send this, upload it to YouTube, send you guys all a copy of it. And if you guys have any questions, give me a call. So this is the manual way to do it. So you could do this. You could go to your individual web maps and just do exactly what I just did. That's the long way to do it in your own internal web maps. Or you could play with the symbology to where you could symbolize it in the display and on the edit. But the easiest route is just to go back to my template that I just created. At least for right now, I have one for Permits Residential India, and I know I have Permits Residential, which is really for Paris and Riverside. So I still need to do Hemet, Temecula, and Palm Springs. But the easiest way is to go out and grab my template, save it to your own space, and then of course you would add a further template, a further filter on it to where you could show permit type equals new construction or permit type does not equal new construction for maintenance and new construction web maps. So hopefully you find this useful. If you are confused by it, please give me a call. Talk to you soon. Bye.